Hello guys and welcome back to Boro B's Football Banter channel. I'm just going to do a review of the weekend's matches. And well, where do we start? Let's start with the match of the week. The El Clasico. Barcelona at the Camp Nou without their home fans. Against Real Madrid. Visiting away. Both teams not in good form. Real Madrid just lost to Shakhtar Donetsk. 3-2. They were comprehensively beaten in the first half against a team without 10 first-team players, which was something astonishing for sure. You don't expect Real Madrid. Although it's not as surprising. Real Madrid usually have kind of dodgy starts to Champions League groups, but then they go on to the later stages, in many cases winning the competition. However, they lost to Shakhtar and they came into this match, I would say, slight favorites, because I still think they have a better team. And Barcelona coming into this match after winning the Champions League at home. And both teams were lining up pretty much as we expected. I think the only surprise for me is Barca when they started with Pedri and on the right-hand side. And they benched Griezmann. They didn't go with the superstar name because he has not been in form. And the match was a good match, man. I have to be honest. Like Real Madrid scored the first goal through a beautiful through pass by Benzema. That man again assisting, linking up, doing his thing. When he's not taping stealing his friend's private videotapes, this man is balling most of the time when he's on the floor. And that's what he was doing. He provided an assist, but then immediately Barcelona responded with Ansu Fati. A cutback from the wing, and he tapped it home. And the game was even from then on. It was very even until a controversial but probably fair decision, a shirt tug on Sergio Ramon, one of the best defenders in the world for sure. I used to really doubt this guy when he was young. He was making a lot of mistakes. When he used to play against Ronaldinho and then against Messi, he would get clowned so many times. He was partners with Pepe at the time. They were a very dangerous kind of red mist. They were always following the red mist, and they were always looking to get booked. Those two, they were a very interesting pairing for a while. I think it was just before Mourinho, and then with Mourinho as well. I think Mourinho introduced Varane. But yeah, he used to make a lot of mistakes back then and get clowned by Messi. But he has come so long, and I feel like with center defenders, the older they get, the better they get, and that is certainly the case with Ramos. He's certainly one of the world's best. I still think Van Dijk is better, but Ramos, there was a shirt tug. He kind of fell backwards. He did dive a bit, but I understand why it was given. It was definitely a penalty. I mean, I can see why it's definitely given as a penalty. Maybe it's not clear and obvious. I think with these types of decision, whatever the referee gives, it's not clear and obvious to overturn it, so they go with the decision. Usually Madrid, for whatever reason, get the rub of the green when it comes to VAR, a bit like how Barca used to get the rub of the green when it comes to Champions League matches. And yeah, they got a penalty, and then Luka Modric came on, and Barcelona were pushing everybody forward, and then they conceded. This was a good game overall. A fair result, probably in the end. Real Madrid are the better team. They're definitely favorites for the title, in my opinion. Their best competitor is Atletico Madrid. And it's a good game for Madrid in terms of building their confidence. I know they're not a complete team this year. They've got a lot of younger players. But it was a good experience for them to win the El Clasico and play well. And they'll be happy. They'll be happy, man, for sure. The next game I'll look at is Atletico Madrid. They played against... Who did they play against? Was it Real Sociedad? Was it Real Betis? Right, I think Real Betis. Yeah, the team that has the player that was Fekir. That was linked with Liverpool, and this was a Real Betis. I saw the game in the first half, and they were really pushing Atletico Madrid in the first half. They really pinned them back, and this is what Atletico do, man. They're a bit like Ole. They sit back, they soak up the pressure, and they hit them on the break. And the goals came, a beautiful goal. If you've not seen the goal, pause this video now and see this goal, because that was something to see by Llorente. He kind of picks the ball up in the near the corner flag, and he makes a move inside, and then from a narrow angle he finishes with his left foot. You can't almost see the target from there, but he manages to squeeze that in and Atletico Madrid get that crucial goal, and then Real Madrid push everybody forward, chasing that goal, and then Suarez. They get a couple of chances on the counterattack, Atletico Madrid, and they manage to get one with Suarez. Luis Suarez once again in the score sheet. Shit. I meant sheet. Luis Suarez once again on the score sheet, and I wonder what Barcelona fans are thinking. Man, they let go of one of the best strikers in the world. Why would you let go of Suarez and not Griezmann? Like, what was the thinking behind this? Doesn't make sense to me because Griezmann is not a fit in Barca's team. Anyways, that's a Barca issue. They're run horribly and they're in trouble. As for Atletico Madrid, yeah, they're the nearest challengers in the table and logically to Real Madrid's title. I just feel like Simeone maybe he's taking this team as far as he can, even though the team individually they have the quality to win the league. They do. Like, they have some ballers in there, man. They have a very strong midfield. Up front, they have good options. They have Felix, they have Llorente, they have Suarez, they have Costa, they have Lemar, they have is it Herrera? I can't quite I can't quite remember the Argentinian forward. They have a lot of players up front, and Carrasco as well. And in the middle, they got options, man. They got a lot of good options. They should not only be challenging for La Liga, but the Champions League. They have enough, man. Trust me. Like, I think I've seen enough football to know when a squad's complete enough to challenge. And I think Atletico Madrid, they probably have a better squad than Real Madrid, if I'm being honest, at least on par. They have the experience. They have players who've won trophies. They have had players who have been to the later stages of big competitions, and they are a team that should be looking to challenge for sure. It's early season; they're only 2 points behind Real Madrid, but they usually start this way and they fall off, and they don't stay, and they draw too many games because they defend too much. They do what Ole does and just park the bus way too often, and it's a tactic that works. In the Champions League, particularly because most teams in the Champions League, the good teams especially, are always looking to attack. Whereas teams like Atletico Madrid can set up to play on the counter-attack and get a result. We saw Manchester United do that against Paris, and it worked very effectively, where you be compact and you attack, you break with your fast forwards, and it's an effective tactic for sure in the Champions League. But in the league, you have to be ambitious to win the league. You can't just defend, and this is my fear with Atletico Madrid. Even though they won this game, I'm still not convinced by them. I want them to win the league. They're my team to win La Liga. And in terms of, I don't support them or anything. I have a team in every league. Well, I'm a supporter of Chelsea, of course. But every year I kind of pick a team who I'm curious about to see where they go. In Italy this season, I chose Napoli with Gattuso and the Nigerian striker Victor Osamwe. And with Spain, I chose Atletico Madrid. With Atletico Madrid, got the result 2-0. Let's talk about Dortmund and Schalke, man. The German league. Dortmund win this 3-0. A very comfortable win. First half was actually not comfortable. Schalke were hanging on, doing their bit. They hung on for 0-0. And the second half, Dortmund they started on the front foot, man. Front foot, Akanji scores. And then the crucial thing for Schalke was not to concede the second. But they did. And it was a beautiful move. You got to watch this goal as well, because it's not necessarily a team goal, but it's a goal between two. It's like a front two. It's their best two players, best two forward players, Sancho and Haaland linking up and Haaland finishing it. You should watch this goal, definitely. It was a beautiful goal. Haaland with the finish, and then Hummels adding salt to the wounds. Schalke are in trouble. I know they're in a relegation scrap as far as I know, and they're in trouble, man. They have to sort it out. I don't know what they'll do. They could be getting relegated this season. They were a club that was they had a lot of, they always had talent coming through. They're not a club you associate with the relegation, but there we have it. They're dangerously close to relegation. Bayern Munich 5, Frankfurt 0. I'm not even going to talk about this game because it's Bayern Munich, the best team in the world, doing what they do. They had that bit of a shock start to the Bundesliga campaign when they lost 4-0, but they're coming back again, doing what they do, man, overpowering teams with their strength and power and their pressing. They play German football, man, proper German football, and they have a style that the national team, in my opinion, should be trying to copy or emulate. They have the personnel to do it. Maybe not. Both teams don't have a strong defense, but they have very good midfielders and enough talent going forward. I know they don't have Lewandowski, but they have Warner, they have Havertz, they have enough. Gnabry as well for both teams. They have enough. That's the team that Germany should be trying to follow. I'm not going to talk about Bayern much. They won. Inter, going into the Italian league now. Inter won 2-0 against Genoa. Lukaku in the score sheet. Who else was the scorer? I forget. Oh, it was D'Ambrosio, the defender, I think. It was a corner kick, flicked, and scored. And Lukaku, once again, impressive. Got to see this goal again. Beautiful, beautiful footwork in the box. Left foot, bang. Top corner. Ain't stopping those. Another great performance from big Romelu Lukaku. This guy, he equaled El Phenomenon's record last season. That's phenomenal. Like make no mistake about it. Like, that's phenomenal. El Phenomenon's Inter Milan season is known as one of the greatest individual seasons of all time, after his Barcelona season of a player. And to think Romelu Lukaku, who's often been made fun of because of his first touch, whatever, he's been doing an exceptional job. And this is the player that Conte wanted at Chelsea. Let's not go there. And there was a lot of politics involved in there. But anyways, with regards to the agent, Lukaku moved on from the agent. Either way, a big performance from Inter. They bounce back after being shafted by local rivals AC Milan last week. Milan got the derby rights and a big win for AC Milan. Inter Milan here. Juventus won. Hellas Verona. Is it Hellas Verona? Let me just check. Let me make sure. I don't want to be wrong. Yep, Juventus won. Hellas Verona 0. This was a good match. My first half was a bit boring. I think Pirlo made an interesting team selection. He left out their new winger. What's his name? Kulusevski. And that gave kind of Verona the impetus to take the game to Juventus. They scored first, but then Juventus made some key substitutions, and that changed the game completely. Verona will consider themselves lucky to get a point from this game. They were hanging on for dear life in the end. Dybala, Morata, and Kulusevski were all going hell for leather for that winner, and they were very close to getting it. Not quite there. A mixed start from the champions. Again, similar to what I say with Frank, it's a young manager, and sometimes young managers, they're naive. They're learning on the job, and that's what's happening with Pirlo. He's learning on the job. He doesn't have the experience of Allegri, of Sarri, of Conte, of previous managers that Juventus have had. He has a great team. He has a great team of individuals, similar to Chelsea, but it's not easy to manage these teams. You learn on the job to get the balance between defense and midfield and attack right, and he's learning for sure. A great start to the season for Alvaro Morata, but I don't want to, if there's any Juventus fans there, I just want to warn you, this is what he does. He starts really well. I'm sure you guys have seen this before because he's been to your club before, but then he tails off. Defenders figure him out, and he doesn't seem to find an answer. I hope that doesn't happen this time. He is a pacey striker, athletic striker who does get in good positions to score. His problem at Chelsea was he missed way too many chances, and once he started missing, he went into a mental block that he just could not get out of, and it became like an issue for him. He needed 4 or 5 chances per game to score 1 goal, and then Chelsea were like, I've had enough. We're just going to play Giroud up top. Even though he's not going to get as many goals, he provides more for the team. And yeah, a mixed start for Juventus. I'm sure they're still favorites, but there are more. What's the word? There's more fish in the sea, kind of hunting for the same prey, as it were, and that's the Serie A title. I think there's a lot of teams capable of winning this Italian league this year. The team that I'm looking out for is Napoli, and they won going 1-0 down. They weren't very convincing at home. They went 1-0 down. Is it home or away? I think they were away. They went 1-0 down, and an emotional moment where ex-Napoli player, I think it's Roberto Insigne, who scored, but then it was Lorenzo who equalized, and then the substitute, was it something with P, Pastenga, or whatever his name is. He scored the winner, and they grind out a result. And I'm back in Napoli, man, because I want a different winner for for Serie A. And for me, I think Napoli are better bets than Inter Milan. I just like the look of them. Like, I just like the 4-2-3-1 they're playing with the midfield of Fabio Ruiz and Bakayoko, the back four, the reliable center backs Koulibaly and Manolas, the fullbacks, the goalkeeper Merit. I don't know how to pronounce it. Merit? Is it Mire? I'm not sure. But yeah, they have a cell, and the striker is really impressing me. He reminds me of a lot of a young Drogba. He's not necessarily going to be known for his prolific goal scoring, but his work rate and the way this guy makes defenders work. Like, he's like, a defender must be so stressed out by the time they're done with him, because physically stressed, mentally stressed. He's running the channels. He's just doing everything, dominating, and he's just a man mountain. He's difficult, very difficult to control. And what I love about him is he seems to have the quality as well. Like, he's got silky touch. He's got a very silky touch. He's not the best finisher, similar to Drogba. He can scuff shots sometimes. Not a clean striker of the ball sometimes. But his overall talent and ability is something to look out for sure. One of the most exciting young strikers in the world. I really like watching this guy. And they won 2-1. Mertens again, Insigne and the substitute striker getting the goal. And they're one to watch out for certain. Now, let's get to the game, the match that made my day. Arsenal 0, Leicester City 1. Gunnosaurus and Ozil jumping around, celebrating this magnificent result. And well, what a performance by Leicester City. I was worried at first because when I saw the lineups, I was like, man, they have an easy pass. Wardy is not fit. They're playing without a striker. They're playing with a back five. They're going to try and park the bus. They're going to try and play conservatively against a very conservative team. And I just didn't think it was the right idea. But the first half, Arsenal had chances. They had a lot of shots. Didn't go in, thankfully. And Leicester grew into it. What a performance by that man, Mendy. Jamie Vardy was having a little party. It was Thomas Partey on the pitch, but it was Jamie Vardy who came on and had a party. And Mendy was probably the host, man. Mendy really rocked the boat in this match. He showed Partey who's boss in this match, at least for this match. I know Partey is a better player, but Mendy was exceptional. So was Tielemans. Both of them, the pair of them, the two pivots, absolutely dictated everything today. And they were so crucial to this win. Anything that came around that area, they swept up. They were controlling. They're making their simple passes, the right passes. They weren't giving the ball away. They were making Arsenal's attackers run around trying to chase the ball. And they controlled the middle of the park so well. I was very impressed with them. And when Jamie Vardy came on, it gave them that extra bit of pace, that extra layer of certainty to go direct, to go behind, not try and play possession as much, or try to keep the ball as much. And that made the difference. The two substitutes linked up to make Gunnosaurus and Mesut Ozil happy, and me. Is it Under, who came from Roma, who went on a run on the right wing. He was found with Arsenal pushing, the fullbacks pushing. There was space in the back. He exploited that space, cut it across, and tap in for Jamie Vardy. Was it a tap in with his head or his feet? I forget. I think it's his head. And again, Vardy, 11 games, 10 goals. Was it 12 games, 11 goals? Phenomenal record against Arsenal. It's almost like Drogba's record. They just can't stop this guy. They can't stop him. And he's always having a party at the Emirates. He loves having a party in London, North London. And Mendy was the host, and they were DJing, they were dancing, they were grooving, and Arsenal fans were crying. They were not crying, but they were probably disappointed for sure. That was the game of the week for me. Leicester won, Arsenal 0. That made my day. A lot of Arsenal fans were claiming Thomas Partey is better than Kanté. The only thing I saw that Thomas Partey couldn't even host his own debut party. It had to be hosted by Jamie Vardy. It had to be hosted by Mr. Mendy. They showed him who the real party hoster is, who parties better. And today yesterday it was Jamie and Mendy and the boys from Leicester City. They did the job. They did a job on him. And yeah, man, I was a bit concerned because if Arsenal won, they would start murmurs about, oh, we're in the title race and this, that, and the other. They probably still can say that. But I saw a clear lack of creativity. Mesut Ozil Gunnosaurus probably sitting at home watching, bruh, Mesut, why aren't you in the team? Bro, why aren't you in the pitch trying to motivate the team? Well, no one knows. For political reasons, for financial reasons, for a whole host of reasons that we are not privy to. But what I know is they definitely missed Mesut Ozil today, and they're definitely going to miss Mesut Ozil the whole season. And that's a big statement because I think that will be crucial. And I think that if they miss out on the top four, is because Ozil isn't there. Trust me, they need creativity. They need a natural number 10. Willian is not that guy. Saka's not ready yet. Sabelos is an average player. I'm sorry. Xhaka is Xhaka. People were saying Xhaka is like Arsenal. Like Jorginho was linked with Arsenal, and people were saying, "Oh, we don't want a right-footed Xhaka." Are you kidding? Xhaka is nowhere near as good as Jorginho. I'm not saying Jorginho is great. He has his issues defensively for sure. But what Jorginho played once, you cannot tell me Xhaka is anywhere near as good as Jorginho. That's a scandalous statement. And it's a crap statement, and it's been proven because Xhaka is crap, man. No offense, he's an average player, and that's all he is. And I don't think he'll ever be better. He's almost 30 now. He hasn't improved. I don't see him improving. Jorginho is a baller. He's not a great player, but he's a very good player. Definitely better than Xhaka for sure. And I shouldn't be that happy because Chelsea, we have our issues, but I just know, man. I'm telling you now. Say it quietly. We're in the title race. I'm telling you, we'll get a few results. We've got the strike force. We are figuring out the defensive side, and then once we get that couple of results, we're gonna start partying for sure. Done with the Arsenal performance. Is there any other performances left? Let me check. Any other major performances? Liverpool won. A bit of a controversial penalty there. Didn't seem. I could see why it was given, but Liverpool fans are not getting the rub of the green. Everton lost, which was a surprise result to Southampton. Southampton, after coming back from the dead to draw against us, showing the confidence that they gained from that game, and they really lost this game, and Everton really weren't in it. Another red card. A Dini red card, a bit of a harsh red card, but again, I can see why it was given because he stepped on the guy, and intentionally or unintentionally, he was endangering the opponent, and that's what they did last week with Pickford. But this week, they were not going to get a free pass like last week. So yeah, this was the weekend's review. It was a good week, and for all the fighter lovers out there, Khabib 29-0, congratulations, Khabib. You are the GOAT. Conor McGregor can whine like a little bee, but he ain't the GOAT, but you are. So you should be very happy. And I know you've retired, and retire in peace, my man, because you've won. You're 29-0. You have the right to do whatever you want. Live your life. Enjoy your life. I love your style. You don't rile people up. You're just there to fight and win, and you did. And congratulations, brother. And from Boro B's here, this was the weekend review, and I will get back to you previewing the game against Classico, whoever it is, Chelsea versus Classico in midweek Champions League. I will be previewing that game very soon. Until then,